see us in. The White House billionaires in white sheets. Is it the end of America? Maybe. Come on, y'all, it's time to flee. Flee, flee, flee to a country that protects me.
We got married a month ago in a little ceremony administered by Chucky, the killer doll.
True to form, we produced a documentary/wedding video all about our journey. You can watch it here.
Yeah, so we're now in January. We're doing a lot of housekeeping and checking in after a month of being married. What is it like to be married? What is it like now, you know? Today we're gonna do some questions that talk about how we're feeling right now and also all the shit we have to do to get prepared for all of the numerous next steps under the regime.
Right. Regime. Yeah, it's gone from election night shock to the reality of Trump being inaugurated and putting through all these horrible executive orders right away, and Elon Musk being a Nazi, and all of that fun stuff. So we're going to get into it.
All right, well, let's start. Let's start with the softball stuff, right?
Yeah.
There's not that much of it, right?
Just a couple little. Let's ease into it.
What's our favorite part of life as a married couple?
For me, it's just the security of knowing that we're together and that nothing can tear us apart.
Yeah, I think there's a strange level of confidence now. The ring is symbolic and you can feel it.
But it has power.
It has powers. And I think it's powerful, you know? We are already in a very secure relationship, but to be doing this and to have something legal that says we're taking this step together, it infers a lot of confidence for the next year, especially when we're going to be going through a ton of change.
It's a whirlwind of change ahead of us, but we've got each other.
So what has changed now that we're married? And of course, our friend asked us this the other day, and we were just kind of like, not a lot.
It's more of like a state of mind change than anything practical. We just filled out our passport applications, and I got to put that you were my husband on an official piece of paperwork.
Yes.
And that felt nice.
I think that might be the biggest change. Like, you were in a Zoom meeting the other day and I heard myself referred to as your husband. There's first times when those things happen, they do make it real.
Okay, so since making our plan to move to Canada, Justin Trudeau has resigned as Prime Minister. Trump has threatened to annex Canada and make it the 51st state.
Yeah.
And it's looking likely that Canada, too, will soon have a populist, hard-right government that only recognizes two genders.
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
I guess we'll just start with the first question. How are we feeling about Canada as a refuge from the United States, given those facts?
It's all very concerning, but we're watching hard right governments take power all over the world, and it's kind of not safe anywhere in some respects. Even under the best governance possible, people are still bigots and they will still do violence. But I think getting out of America is going to feel better for the short term. And I don't think there are going to be as many militias and guns in Canada. I could be wrong about that, but the violence in America feels like it's ready to escalate, and Canada isn't quite there yet.
I think it's a good thing to think about, having a different place other than this beautiful desert that's off of a military base, because I didn't realize until this election that when somebody I don't trust is in power, I feel like the military is like against me. So the idea of mobilization for whatever purposes, scary purposes, I just am really scared of places like this that are overrun by governmental bodies. But I am looking forward to Canada so much for my mental health. And yeah, the guns thing is real too. Just the everyday violence. Obviously, they have a lot of the same problems as the US, but I think we'll be better.
Yeah.
Maybe immediately.
I think you're right about feeling like the government is against us here in a different way. The day of the inauguration or the day after, people were reporting that ICE and Border Patrol were making the rounds in our part of the desert, which is unusual to say the least. It felt like a warning of things to come.
Yeah. So as Trump takes office, what are our biggest concerns about the time that we'll be staying in America till we leave?
Well, I think the biggest concern is for you and the paperwork that we're trying to process right now, our passports, trying to get that through before Trump's executive orders about gender really solidify in the government.
Yeah.
We're just scared about being denied.
Yeah, I think also with that topic, I just, like I said to you earlier today, I'm just not prepared, to have this level of gender dysphoria thrust back upon me. Like when you talk about transitions, the relief comes in such stages, and it can get worse and better through different experiences as you're trying to trend to a better place. And it's very unusual, but 17 years after, initially transitioning, now I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to deal with things that I tried to deal with so quickly in a 3-year span to get myself to a better place quickly. So I'm just mentally not prepared. Even talking to the postal worker at our upcoming passport thing is not enticing to me. So yeah, I'm concerned about the paperwork, and I'm concerned about the things that we're going to go through while we obtain the paperwork. But other than that, yeah, I'm also really concerned about the dumb, emboldened people and our literal physical safety. People who are emboldened to do that stuff. Everybody that we know, all the artists that we know are public and out, and we feel mostly safe at events and stuff that we go to. And
you threw a queer film festival last year with pretty minimal security, and I don't think that's possible now.
Yeah. That exactly. How are we supposed to assure people that nothing will happen when unprecedented things are happening? Yeah, I'm terrified of this time period, and it spurs us on to go quicker and to make things happen.
Just to add to that, I think we're both concerned about the lapse in our healthcare, especially with your access to HRT. If you don't have it when we first get to Canada and you don't have access to Canadian healthcare, then we need an alternative.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to stockpile it to Canada. So there's all these weird problems where it's how am I supposed to take, bulk supply of a controlled substance across the border? I have to talk to friends that we have who have done similar things or are doing similar things to us right now and see what the medication was like crossing the border. We have a couple leads on weird sites, that you can get those things through. We're wondering if the mental health stuff can be taken care of in the same route as the HRT stuff. It's funny to talk about all of those things together because it's if we don't have the mental health medication, then then trying to get the other things, it's all going to get compounded. So the mental health medication is like just up there with HRT. It is just as much of a medical necessity. So I'm very concerned with that, obviously. A lot of concerns.
Same. I want to make sure I don't have a lapse in my mental health medication too. So we'll just have to plan it really solidly. As mentioned, there's going to be an election in Canada and the Conservatives have a strong chance of winning. But if things take a south turn in Canada the way that they're going here, how would that affect your long-term plans?
I think looking in the really long view, we have joked many times about just having to escape fascism over and over again. And there's, other places that we could go and get citizenship, places that your family's from, places that my family is from.
My mom's born in Greece, so I could get citizenship through her.
Yeah, and, there's possibilities that nowhere in the world is truly safe. But I hope that by trying to seek that refuge, by telling our story and by pursuing film, no matter where we are, that we'll have sort of a kind of like net of support around us as artists, even though we might be literally trying to escape to a different country just so that we can have certain rights.
Yeah.
So I mean, the long-term plan is to fight/escape or stay safe from fascism.
So what's our timeline looking like? How are things progressing?
That's a hot question. I think we've been progressing with the documents first, which is the first thing that we have to do anyway. And you've been doing amazing with looking for jobs and work opportunities. You've already made a couple connections. I think we have to go with the speaking it into existence thing here.
It's happening.
It's a big leap, but it has to happen, so it is happening. We're just looking for a little bit of luck to back up our immense efforts.
It's happening. The exact date might be April 1st. We'll see.
Not April 1st, because then people will be playing tricks on us.
We don't want that.
We don't want that. Hi, Puma. But the
You're blocking camera Lee.
you cute kitty, look at you. Oh,
Yes, cute.
boy. Now we have a cat.
Yeah. We got to get our cats documented and make sure that everything is good with their paperwork for entering Canada.
And speaking of which, we also have to get one of our cats
Fixed.
for many reasons.
For many reasons. But I think traveling to another country with him is going to be a little easier once he's fixed. Hopefully, he'll calm down a little.
This one is fixed. This calm one is fixed. But yeah, then we have to, we have to clean up the garage en route to our yard sale, getting rid of all the extra things. We've already been hard at work prepping that and just getting rid of bullshit.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of the biz. Let's see, what are some Canadian things that we already feel connected to?
Well, I love the filmmaker Guy Madden.
Sure.
And we went and saw his film Rumors last year, which feels prophetic now in its portrayal of a world on fire with useless neoliberal leaders.
What other things? Degrassi.
Rick Moranis.
Let's see. Canadian Drag Race we just watched. Timbo.
Yeah. David Cronenberg.
Cronenberg's from there.
Yeah.
Damn. Ooh, Slings and Arrows. It's a great TV show. Yeah.
This is something I should watch to get deeper into Canadian culture.
Canada. I liked the poutine.
Yeah. I like Timbits, the donut holes at Tim Hortons.
Tidbits. Yes. Right, and it'll be just like donkeys.
Such sadness.
This has. How are we excited to become more Canadian?
I'm excited to see more of Vancouver Island and explore Victoria
Yeah.
and the other small towns around it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit New Englandy in some ways, so I'm just excited to be like more connected to the water, which I've loved since I was a baby. I think to become more Canadian, maybe I'll get into hockey. I'm not totally sure now. As we said, we might get a PS5 game to try to connect the sport.
I want to play some virtual hockey with you.
Yeah. How are you emotionally preparing for leaving your friends, family, and community behind? Emotionally.
It's tough. I don't know if I've done a lot of preparation for the feeling of losing the connections that we've built in this area. It's going to be kind of lonely when we first get there because we don't know that many people in BC.
Yeah, I think I've just been focusing on how we'll keep those connections strong when we're away. Oh, it was your mom. I was like, oh, it'll be hard to make friends. And she was like, you two are gonna make friends. You're gonna make friends so quickly. So move on from that. But I think she was kind of right. Like I've been saying to you, it's just the connections that we've made to people have branched out into larger groups of people. We've brought people together that didn't know each other and seemed to be like friends by the end of a day. I think that's something that we create. So we create community, and I keep thinking like people like Felix, Felix Beck, our dear friend, they'll be coming to Canada to see us and explore that region too. So no loss of connection, just different ways.
Definitely. Like you said, we build community, we bring people together. So hopefully we'll continue that trajectory in a new place.
Join us as we go through a process that you might have to go through as well. We'll be sharing our navigation of the Canadian immigration system, handling an international move with 2 kitties, and everything about our first year of marriage.
This is Fleet. Hopefully we'll still be on next week if the dictator says it's okay.
And would you like to share your story of immigration? Are you a queer person running away from this fascist regime? Please send us your story so we can amplify your voice. You can contact us at... right there. There it is. Contact us.
Nazis in the White House, billionaires in white sheets. Is it the end of America? Maybe. Come on, y'all, it's time to flee. Flee, flee, flee to a country that protects me.